We will get there. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. If you are with Symmetry, it is day one of week four. Is that right? Day one of week four, and it's April 18th. This April-May conjunction is a little wild because we essentially have a full week of April in the May submit month. If you're not with Symmetry, ignore me. I think everybody is, but I put this out to all my people. So um that is amazing for a couple days. It kind of depends on like where you are in your month, but um it's mid-April and it's the end of the month. So welcome to week four. Drop a one in the chat if you are like moving and grooving and you have either locked in your goal or you know your goal for the month is like done and dusted. Drop a two if you're like, I've got some work to do this week. And we are all here, right? This is a space where like we don't put things off to next month, right? Like we double down. If we're not where we want to be, we double down. Whatever that's got to look like and whatever that means. Sometimes doubling down might look like actually halving your, where you are and renegotiating your goals, and getting really real with yourself. Okay. All right. We got a couple people that are good to go. I don't think I saw a response from Barbara, but I know that Barbara is locking up some major situations here. I love it. Okay. Um, cool. I wanna talk to you guys. I forget what we talked about last week, but I was gonna talk about this last week, but then something else, we ended up talking about something else. I don't remember what it was because last week feels like a year ago. Because this was a wild week. But I want to talk to you guys today about fear and courage and self-sabotage. Um, there has been, for those of you who follow, drop a three if you like pay attention to astrology, the moon, you know where your sun and your moon and your ascendant are. Totally okay if you don't. We're not really going in that direction today. We go in that direction sometimes. But this week we had a once in a lifetime kind of astrological event happen at a new moon in Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. And we had seven planets in Aries. I can't wait to meet somebody who was born on what was it, Thursday, Wednesday, whatever it was. Because whoa, that chart. So Aries being the of the beginning of the zodiac. Sorry, I think the stuffiness is actually like giving me a little bit of like brain mush. So I apologize if I like lose my train of thought here. So the beginning, it's about beginnings. New moons typically are about beginnings. New moons are the beginning of the cycle. So um what happens though when we have a stellium, which is like all of these planets that are in the same sign, it activates us. And it's not about like cute, like let's set some intentions like most new moons are. It's actually like get to work, like it's time to take action. It's very activating. It can be really uncomfortable. A lot of people are feeling kind of this intense energy. Drop a four in the chat if like this week you felt some kind of something that was like out of scope for you, either really exhausted, really excited, really motivated, on fire, in momentum. Like drop a four if you felt that. And you don't have to know, you guys, science is sciencing. The moon is mooning, even if we're not paying attention to it, even if we're not like subscribing to it and like living our life by our astrology and our human design. So I hear it all the time. I actually had two conversations with people this week that like are not in this space, but they are very much so, like feeling the feels. And so when we feel this, what I see and what I like breaks my heart is when people feel this pull or this urge to make a change or to start something new or to do something different. And then what happens, right, when we have those ideas? What happens when we're like, oh, let me like, we get this inspiration to get outside of our comfort zone or to try something new or to do something different? Um, what happens, right? We get slapped in the face with fear, with the what ifs, the what are people gonna think, the what if it doesn't work, the what if I can't afford it, what if the results, I don't generate the results, like all of that conditioning and that fear comes in, and typically that puts us into a state of inaction. And so we have this great, you guys, and that idea, that inspiration, that moment of like you thought of something that maybe you haven't thought of before, or you feel compelled to do something, or to pick up the phone and call somebody, or to talk about something on social media that you don't normally talk about on social media. Like when we get these little hits, that's your intuition, right? You could call it God, you could call it universe, you could call it intuition. It's all the magic of the universe that nobody really knows, right? What it all is. But that's your truth. And it breaks my heart when I see people stifled by fear or paralyzed because of all of that shit that comes in after we have, and for some people, depending on where your intuition lies, if you know your human design, you know, but some people have a gut feeling. But though, for those of you who have a gut feeling, just so you know, not everybody has a gut feeling. I've never had a gut feeling in my life other than like abdominal cramps, which are different than intuition. Um, some people have a gut feeling. Some people have more of a, it's like kind of this like quiet whisper. Um, there are emotional authorities. There's different like places in your energetic body that your intuition lives. And so when we have this intuitive hit, it's so, so important, but also so, so hard to listen and take action and kind of put your blinders on and not let all of that conditioning and all of the world and all of the external factors that we have been living our lives in control of, our entire lives. And so something that comes up for me a lot, the reason I want to talk about this is because I am, and I don't know that I can explain why, but I typically am somebody who, as soon as I feel fear, that to me means I'm on the right path and I lean into that fear. This is not always true. Have I self-sabotaged myself? Absolutely. Have I been paralyzed by inaction? Absolutely. But there are so many times, and I hear this from other people reflecting back at me of like, you just think about something and you do it. Like you don't even give yourself time to let all of those voices come in or to second guess yourself. This is also very much so in my design. As a manifestor, as a 3/5, I go first. I am happy to be the one to experiment. And most recently, this kind of hit me this week. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw this, but I hired a full-time assistant, which I did it, and then it took me like 2 weeks before I really realized like the gravity of what that means for me in my business. Like literally my assistant, I don't even work 40 hours a week. And my assistant's gonna be working 40 hours a week. Like this, okay, and here's the thing. It scared me shitless. I had the idea, I heard about it at a breakout at Ignite. And I came home the same way I left Engage with one thing that I wanted to do differently. I did that and I 4X'd my business. I came out of Ignite with one thing I wanted to do differently, and that was to figure out a plan for when I was going to be able to onboard an admin or an assistant. And it's very scary. It is an investment for sure. Um, but what can happen, right? I'm focused on what what it's going to mean for my business and for my future if I invest early. So investing the time, investing the energy, investing the money. And we talk about those things a lot, but what we don't talk is like investing the emotional like turmoil and the discomfort that comes along with leaning into that fear. And truly it's courage, right? We know that courage, there's no such thing as fearless. Like fearlessness does not exist. Nobody is fearless. But so it's not about being fearless. It is about, I mean, I love Taylor Swift, love you, girl, but like there's no fearless. What we really have to embrace is the courage, which we all know is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And that also requires vulnerability with ourselves, with our teams, because if we don't, y'all, if you want to do something, drop a 5 in the chat if there is something that you want to do new in your business, different in your business, and you're feeling limited by some sort of resource, whether that is money, time, energy, like you want to do something different, you maybe want to, shift your lead type, or you want to get into advanced markets or what. Okay, literally everybody. Okay, what, drop in the chat, like what's holding you back? Is it time? Is it money? Is it belief? Is it fear of something? If it's fear, tell me what the fear is of. Because our two options here is we lean in and we go for it and we take the risk and we bet on ourselves, or we self-sabotage and we stay in the same pattern and we strengthen those beliefs, whatever the belief is that's holding us back. If we don't take that courageous action, we are essentially strengthening the belief that we can't and we won't and we're not good enough and whatever the beliefs are. Okay, we got money, time, belief, and money, time and money, belief and money. Doing this in a way that feels aligned and being seen as a failure. Girlfriend, if you are feeling aligned, I don't care if somebody sees you as being a failure, because alignment is the goal. Alignment is success. So if they see you as a failure, who is that about? I'm gonna call you out more. Who is that about? You put in the chat, you're gonna mute. About them. That's about them. What that would mean if you're in alignment and you're doing your thing and you're doing things different, whatever that looks like, and somebody else is going to say, oh, she's a failure. Oh, she's not doing it right. It's because you don't fit into their box of what's comfortable. I would actually rather you try to be seen as a failure. Go out there and do the thing that lights you up, that lights you on fire, that brings you into alignment, because you cannot lose if you are in alignment. You can't. You cannot lose if you are in alignment. It's the opposite. What the failure is putting other people, or what, it might not even be other people. It might be the system. It might be whatever. But prioritizing anything over your alignment and your intuition is a failure. My name is Marcy. I'm your friend. More knows that I get spicy with this. So but y'all probably need to hear this too. Okay, belief, money, time, money, belief, money, time, money, money. Cool. Okay. I feel like I could speak on all of this, and this could be like a whole series. We could do like 15 minutes on each one of these, you guys. Belief, it all comes to belief, right? You're not going to invest money or time or energy. You're not going to make sacrifices. You're not going to prioritize it if you don't believe that it's possible. But if it's on your heart, if you feel called and compelled, and if you're gravitating towards something and you want something, there is a part of you that believes it is possible. And I want you to think about like two levers, right? Think of like an old school stereo, right? You had the dial for the volume and you had the dial for the frequency, right? So you turned this dial to get to the radio station you wanted and this dial for the volume. We've got two dials here. We have the part of you who wants it and knows it's possible, because if it wasn't possible, it would not be on your heart. And then you have the other dial, which is all the external, right? So it's internal and external. We have to turn the volume down on the external and the volume up on the internal. We got to focus on the part of us that wants it, that believes it, that's curious about it. Also, this could include some external if you've got people in your life who believe in you, if you've got people in your life who see you, like truly see you for who you are. So turn the volume down on all the bullshit that you are allowing into your brain. I know you're calling me, honey, but oh, you're calling me on the phone? Okay, I'm on this call, so I can't answer that call. Bye. I'll call you right back. Sorry. Um, we've talked about, if you've heard me talk about like an evidence journal, right? You literally, this is the conscious work. In this space, we talk about how do you actually do the work. It is all fun to be like, ooh, do the work and become a different version of yourselves. But if you don't have tactical, tangible tools to actually implement, then we're just talking. I love talking, but I talk with action. I like acting just as much as I like talking, right? Not acting. I don't like acting. I like being in action as much as I like talking. And so this is where we have to consciously manipulate and alter and activate that neuroplasticity, right? To say, hey, that thought, I don't like that thought. I don't want to believe that thought. I don't want to strengthen that thought. And there's ways to do this. Write it down and burn it. Write a list, cross it out. Affirmations are cool, yes, but really what I want you to do is think about here are the things that I think and say to myself that I know aren't true and that I need to turn the volume down on. So volume down, volume up list. Now, what are we turning volume up on? What is all of the evidence? I call it an evidence journal or the proof journal, whichever one. Write a list of all of the examples you have in your life as to why what you want, why you are worthy of what you want, why what you want is going to bring you into alignment, why alignment is going to bring you to your goals faster. I promise you guys, it's really freaking uncomfortable. But when you go it alone and you do the things that are on your heart that feel the most aligned for you and you do them, it's gonna look messy. It's going to look like it might feel like failure from the outside. It's going to look like what the hell is she doing and where is she going? But ultimately, it's the fast track. It is the shortcut. Is to prioritize your intuition and lean into that fear. Be courageous and be curious and just turn the volume up. And there's a million, we could talk all day long about like those tangible tools, but literally like if you guys just start with having a list, right? This is a lot about association, right? What is going in your ears, not just the people you're associating with, but the podcasts and the music and the media and the conversations that you're having with people, and shutting down the conversations that are, gossipy or negative or complaining. Like, oh, like just be so intentional about what you're letting in. And that's going to shift your internal in and of itself. So manipulate that external, embrace the internal, make those lists, and lean into it. Do the scary thing. I want you guys from now until next Saturday, I want you to do something that scares the shit out of you. Whether that's posting on social media about something that you normally don't talk about, or sharing your business in a space that you haven't shared your business, or buying 5 of that new lead type, or whatever it is. If you know what that thing is, claim it in the chat. We'll come back to it. And while you guys do this, I'm gonna read some of these. Yeah. You guys, for me, success, I'm reading Valerie's comment about like, what is success? Like success for somebody else is not success for me, right? By this system, success is 5K weeks, right? 20K months. Cool. I don't need that to feel successful. If I have consistent 10K weeks, or 10K months, that is success for me in my season of life right now, where I'm literally trying to work as little as possible so I can spend as much time with my daughter. She's about to go to preschool and I'm not ready for that. Fear that I'm going to invest and ultimately I'm not going to be cut out for it. If it's true for you, if there's alignment, Valerie, and you're feeling called to invest in it, then with that investment has to come commitment. You're going to invest, and you're going to commit that you don't stop until it's done. Because there probably will be times along the journey where you don't feel cut out for it, but you have to believe and know that because it was on your heart, you are cut out for it, and you're going to work hard, put your head down until you feel like you're cut out for it. And you're also probably going to you're probably not going to see that as soon as other people see it. So that's where having the people around you. Okay. Yep. Valerie is crushing it with some in-person networking. Maura is crushing it with in-person and warm market right now. And yeah, that looks really weird on a accountability sheet for sure. Maura and Valerie, I feel like you guys have a lot of similarities happening in your business right now, just because I know in depth what's happening in your businesses right now. Removing the pressure to fit into the box and build your own. Yes. Okay. Stepping outside of my warm market. I love this. All right. Claim it if you want to claim it. If you want to claim it just between you and I. If you don't are not already in it, we have a group me. I have to scroll back to find it. We have a group me. It's just the easiest place. It's where I share resources. We don't really have like conversation in here, but if we're not connected on group me already, that's the easiest way. If you go into that group, you can go into members and then you can DM me from there. That is the best place to get me. Don't like if you send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, I may not see it. So just get me on GroupMe. Or if you have my phone number, you can text me. If you want to claim your one scary thing that you're gonna do. And I'm gonna keep you guys posted because investing in an assistant is probably the scariest thing I've done in my business so far. Switching to digital leads was very scary. That investment, that hike up in investment, but I also 4x the amount of money I made the month I did that. So that was cool. So I'm hoping that the same will be true here, is that investment is only going to, 10x every other result. And it's probably going to be really uncomfortable because I'm a control freak. Welcome to Uncomfortable for Marcy, where I have to share and delegate responsibilities as a control freak. Let's see how this goes. All right. I love you all. I'm gonna turn off the recording for those of you who are new here. I turn off the recording. I hang out for a few more minutes in case anybody has any questions or wants me to elaborate on anything. And then I probably got about 10 minutes and then it'll wrap. But thank you guys for being here. If this is your first time, I hope this was helpful, inspiring, insightful. I hope you come back and visit us next week. For those of you, my core squad, love you guys. Thank you for being here every week, especially my West Coast friends who are up at 6 a.m. for this. I love you. Happy week 4, and I can't wait to see how you guys close out your month.